Hi, this is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about the delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. I've told you for years that eFoods Direct has the best storable food on the planet. Now it's that time of year again, and their holiday special is here. They have 2 holiday-priced packs for you to put into your reserves for a secure future or to share with others. The first is a 6-month bulk supply in 10 cans. And the second is a 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals, including delicious bakery items shipped in heavy tote bags. Now, for a limited time, when you order 2 or more of these special holiday packs, you'll get free shipping on your entire order. Call now, 800-409-5633, or visit them at efoodsdirect.com/Alex. That's 800-409-5633, or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Diamond Gusset is proud to announce the anthem of the Patriot Movement. They're offering a free CD, T-shirt, and bumper sticker with a qualifying purchase. Diamond Gusset offers great products at great prices while keeping Americans working.
I'm looking for a factory where a man can feed his family. Not worried about them moving it south, closing the doors and shutting her down tomorrow. I'm looking for America.
We're American and be proud. Go to gusset.com/America.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. Seems like I just woke up one day and it was gone, long gone. But I know in my heart it's still
Again, go to gusset.com/America today. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us as we continue to try to warn the world, to awaken the people to the threat of tyranny and the collectivist control freaks whose business is deception and enslavement. Our business is liberty and freedom and overturning their sickening control freak empire. Some financial news I wanted to briefly hit. Bank stocks decline on WikiLeaks anticipation, Wall Street Journal. Securities and Exchange Commission, the same folks that protected Madoff for 11 years, fully knowing what he was doing, the founder of the NASDAQ, showed leniency to bailed out Bank of America, watchdog report shows. Because it's one of the big 6. It can commit any crime at once. Washington Post, Citigroup said in talks to hire Obama's ex-budget chief, Orszag, so the guy that helped hand out the $45 billion bailout to them, is in advanced talks to hire former White House budget director. So Citigroup, recovering from the $45 billion bailout, no way, they're not recovering, record bonuses, is in advanced talks to hire former White House budget director. People with knowledge of the matter said. That's Bloomberg. So talk about the inside payoffs where they just, oh, you ordered naked body scanners shirt off. Is that Homeland Security? Now you can head up the company. Oh, you helped, Obama go along with these giant bailouts. Now you get a job. I mean, it's just incredible. It's just all right out in the open. Continuing, Newark Mayor Police Union head at odds over layoffs, and they are laying off 14% of their police. And what's left is going to be, of course, mainly focused on raising revenue. I've seen some departments lay off 60% in sheriff's departments and openly say, now we're just here to squeeze you. So taxes go way up, revenue generation goes up, but all the basic benefits, veterans, health care, now announcing they're going to take it, Social Security freezes, and there's going to be more. This won't fix the debt problem. It's designed to implode the economy. So that's out of CBS News. We've got a really scary article out of U.S. News & World Report where Mortimer Zuckerman writes an article about the decline of the West and watching our society move towards total collapse. I mean, very scary article there. I wanted to just briefly, because we got a guest coming up, bring up Ted Anderson, because gold is up again today as the stock market's down, because Ted's going to run out of the gold and silver he bought when it went down for a while. He still sells it to you when it goes back up at the lower price till it runs out. Briefly, Ted, tell folks about what you briefly think of the news I just covered, the austerity announcements, the inflation of the currency, the devaluation that's happening, and where you see this going, and give folks today's special radio gold and silver offers.
Well, Alex, I mean, you said it. Gold is going up today, $13.95.10. There's your market reaction to what's going on with the banks. It's just like another nail in the coffin. I don't know how many nails can you put in before you figure we're dead. It's just absolutely nuts. And trying to get inventory right now is just incredibly hard. I mean, right now, I mean, the U.S. Mint quit making Silver Eagles, and Silver Eagles are just impossible to get. Silver rounds are getting tough. I mean, just about everything out there in the marketplace is just gone. And we predicted this last summer, and sure enough, here it is. And I was just talking to Bob Chapman, and he's like saying, you know what, you're probably going to see a little bit of a pullback here this summer, but that might mean gold will pull back down to $1,450 to $1,500 an ounce, because we're going to be coming off of a high that's much greater than that. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know for sure where things are going to go, but for sure people should be getting into gold and silver. Hands down, the best deal we have is the $97 for the silver dollars, 3 of your videos. But, the Lakota Nation silver rounds, Walking Liberty halves at $12.84, British sovereigns at $3.69, francs right now at $2.94. We have the Creature from Jekyll Island book. If you haven't read that yet, we put a silver dollar in there too. We're delivering that for $31. I mean, there's just a lot of things that are going on. The bottom line is, Alex, is people that are sitting in U.S. currency better take note right now, because there's some big trouble heading to us, and we've already seen a great portion of it, and we're going to see a lot more of it. People need to be getting into gold and silver at this time.
Absolutely, and at those prices on many of those deals, you're actually losing money, but you want to create relationships with customers, so that's why you do it. But on a few of those deals, I happen to see the internal emails that you send me from the company on francs and sovereigns that you bought when it went down, you're selling it when it's high, but at the old price, 3 to 4% markup. What business can operate on that? Ted is incredibly competitive, and he has funded Genesis, my show. Genesis is the place. Midas is the place to financially support. This is the place to get your gold and silver. The move to physically hold gold and silver, because we know that J.P. Morgan and others are short on it, 100 to 1. That's even, Bloomberg, AP. We're going to play a video towards the end of the next hour where they actually break all this down. But by physically holding it, if millions and millions more people start physically holding it, there's no way they can suppress it. And that's what's been happening as India and China and other places, the general public, even the peasants, move to hold silver and gold. That's what's exposing the fact that it's been artificially held down against these fiat currencies. Here's the toll-free number to call and take advantage of all those specials and more. Just tell them it's the Alex Jones radio special, or you will pay a little more. The regular prices are very competitive, but these radio specials are exclusive. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. Again, if you missed that number, 800-686-2237. Ted Anderson, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Alex.
Again, folks, 800-686-2237. Last week, I saw one of this guy's YouTube videos, and it turns out he's very well known. We've got an IT guy named Matt here in the office who's a huge fan. I'd heard him say a few months ago, you ought to get Stefan Molyneux on. because he agrees with a lot of your same analogies and worldviews, but is very articulate and puts it in a very polished but also simple way to understand. And I kind of listened to him, but then wandered on off because we're always bouncing guest ideas around. And I saw this YouTube video. I even forget the name of it. What is it, Jaron? I sent it to you last week. The story of our enslavement. And it was like 10 minutes long, and going from memory. And it really laid it out. I've talked about the domestication, the prison planet, how they train us from birth, basically imperial slave conditioning to be submissive. While they trained their top minions to be brutal and hateful and animalistic, we're trained to be submissive. And people think, oh, well, that's civilization. That's not civilization. That is a hive, corporate, communal, collectivist Borg. I mean, literally like something out of Star Trek. I'm not a Trekkie, but I've seen some of the TV shows with the with the Borg. You will be assimilated. And that's what this whole TSA thing's about. So he's a Canadian philosopher, blogger, essayist, author, and the host of Freedomain Radio. He's Stefan Molyneux. He's the author of a whole bunch of different books. He's written on truth, the tyranny of illusion, and he's out in Phoenix to talk at the 2010 Freedom Summit. And we've got links up on Infowars.com to his website as well. So I'm excited to have him for most of this hour, or all of this hour and most of the next hour. The last 15 minutes or so, I'm going to blitz through all the other news I haven't gotten to. The food safety bill, that's like the Patriot Act's the opposite of patriotism and freedom. Big developments there, a lot of other economic news. But we're going to spend about an hour and 15 minutes with him today. And obviously this won't be the last time that Stefan Molyneux visits us. Great to have you on with us, sir.
Thanks, Alex. It's great to be here.
Really, instead of just playing your YouTube video, I thought I'd just get you on to kind of give you the floor for the rest of this segment. Then I've got my questions and comments to run through your worldview and how you describe these globalist farmers who are literally farming us as a commodity, as a human resource. I mean, they openly say this about us. Aldous Huxley wrote about it. I mean, you're not the first to notice this and won't be the last, but you articulately really have a deep peering view beneath the surface. So give us your boiled down synthesis of this.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I began to sort of notice this. I have a graduate degree in history from the University of Toronto. I began to sort of notice this, and one day I was looking at, in my room, I was looking at a map of the world, and it really struck me that while I thought I was looking at countries that were defined by cultures and religions and ways of thinking, I thought, what I'm really looking at is farms, that the boundaries of farms. Like when you fly in an airplane, you look down, you see those checkerboard fields laid out beneath you, that's really what the world is, because what demarks one country from another is the borders of tax ownership. And I began to really sort of play with this idea, which then bore fruit in this video, that we really should be viewed as human livestock. And it is the most advanced form of human livestock to live in a democracy, because in the ancient world, slaves were directly owned. Like, you owned people, and they weren't very productive because they were so depressed and alienated all the time. And then you went through the Roman model, which was slightly more removed, where you owned people but you taxed them a little bit. And then you went through the feudal model, where you didn't own people directly, but they had to pay you off in order to work the land. But there was this amazing development in the 19th century, 18th and the 19th centuries, where the ruling classes realized that if they allowed us to choose our own jobs, then we would be as productive as could be imagined. This was really the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. And so in the same way that a farmer will plant his crops further apart in order to have them be more productive, and he won't crowd his animals too much together, we've been granted a certain amount of economic and political liberties, not because our rulers have those values in the abstract or as a principle, but because it gives us the illusion that we're free, which makes us more energetic in the pursuit of our careers and the generation of wealth. But the problem is that the more economic freedom you get, the greater the productivity of the working classes, the greater the growth of the political parasite classes. It's sort of like it's sort of like putting a direct bloodline into a tumor. It just makes the tumor grow and grow. And so what's happening is the smaller the government that you start with, the larger the government that you end with. And I think that's the case with the American experiment, which is a noble but tragic experiment, where they said, let's start with the smallest possible government that we can get, and I think they did a great